Hi guys, good morning. At least it's morning here. I don't know what time you're watching this. Welcome to Vinyl Finds 81. It's the latest edition of my series. Why am I doing this? Why am I saying all that? I have no idea. If you're here, you probably know what's going to happen. Yeah, so it's another vinyl edition. It's really funny because this month I was like, no, I will be very strict with my record money and I will not spend too much. And I put a budget for myself and then blew it all away. So yeah. Anyway, I did buy some albums for various reasons. It sort of happened, and yeah, I'm here to show these and share them with you, and hopefully, I don't know, inspire you maybe in purchasing something, or just sparking up a conversation potentially, and just showing me new things maybe that I don't know or I've forgotten about, and that's why we're here. So, first up, what's playing in the background? I've put on the CD because the record comes with both a CD and vinyl, and it's this one, Fire Orchestra, Enter. Reason why I'm playing this is that I watched the Fire Orchestra play last night, and that's where I got this from the show. Anders was, we had a conversation with Anders, and he was saying that he actually was in one of the shows for Exit, Fire Orchestra's Exit, and he was saying, yeah, I was on that show. I was like, wow, I'm so jealous. Wish I could actually watch the Fire Orchestra live. And he sent me a link saying, hey, you know what, they're playing in London. And I was like, okay, I'm sold, I'm in. And yes, I went there and they were playing this album, basically. Effectively, this was like, what they played. And it was fantastic. It was really good. Um, the Fire Orchestra is one of those bands that you have to watch live. I mean, yeah, you do get a sense of this sort of energy and creative chaos that is happening. But if you don't actually see it, you cannot really appreciate it. I mean, the band is huge. They had two drummers that they weren't playing the same thing, because I've been in a band that they had two drummers. Actually, it was at St. Mother's Temple in one of the lives that I've seen them on, but they were playing the same things. These drummers were not playing the same thing. They had a percussionist, they had a piano player, well, he was like Fender Rhodes toy piano, whatnot, kind of thing. Two guys on electronics, uh, three three vocalists, two guitarists. One was playing a slide guitar that is like sitting. I don't know what it's called. A bassist who is like one of the core band members. Double bass, trombone, saxophone, trumpets. It was like what, 20 people on stage. It's unbelievable. And as you can imagine, when they all went, it was just craziness. And the amazing thing was that the whole thing was conducted. It is a proper orchestra. That is what is quite interesting. Mats Gustafsson is conducting them as an orchestra. So he was saying that you go, you stop, you go, you stop, you do this, you do that. And they played the whole album. And that one, basically, which I hadn't heard before. So it was exciting. And they came on stage again and played a completely improvised piece, and it was just really good. I mean, if you get the chance, do see them. It's just, yeah, I mean, you get a good feel for what they do on the record, but if that is, the noise and the presence is just amazing. So yeah, really good, really good. So going on? Oh, well, I'll show you something that is gig related. I went on to see the White Hills on Tuesday. They were playing with another band whose name I cannot remember. They were like sort of that kind of psychedelic stoner, whatever kind of genre. And the White Hills, obviously, they're like, you know, that psychedelic band. I don't know, plus something else. And they had some records there, so I could not resist. I got this one. It's a three track EP, and they had some other things as well there. They had some CDs and CDRs and whatnot, but I got this one because this reminded me of. Oh, and as you can see, it is also signed by the bassist, Ego. Oh, what's her name? I can't remember. I'm terrible with names anyway, so yeah, there you have it. And yeah, it reminds me of their another three song EP that they had, which is called Under Stars or something with stars in a way, which is amazing. It's white, so you know, I was like, well, maybe this is sort of similar because it's probably the best thing that they've done. And yeah, I got this one. It's really good, and you cannot really find this as well. So yeah, it's good. The show that was really nice as well. I mean, you know, it's the typical kind of psychedelic, you know, guitar worship kind of, you know, soloing thing, and they played really loud. It was full on. I mean, you know, it's the kind of sound that doesn't come through when you play it on, you know, LP or CD or streaming it for that matter. So, you know, it's worth it. One of the things that I didn't notice and sort of made me sad in a way was that it was a small club. That was no surprise really. I mean, you know, there were like, what, 60 people maybe there? But the sad thing about it, I came to the sad realization that this is like this music, you know, psychedelic music, White Hills, you know, all these kinds of bands, I guess. They're from middle-aged men and women, I guess. Most of the people in the audience were old. I would consider old, or older than myself in a way, or looking older than myself, because I'm 40. So yeah, they all were like sort of that age range. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll die off at some point. I don't know what will happen to psychedelia, but yes, there weren't that many young people there, which is sad in a way, and it sort of says a lot about who is buying this music basically. And everybody was buying the vinyl, and you know, it's like, you know, they were mega excited about it, and it's just, yeah, I don't know what young people are doing these days. I'm listening to, I don't know, whoever. Anyway, enough of that. Something new, something that will show up in many videos, I'm pretty sure. A lot of hoo-ha about this release. It is none other than the latest Aphex Twin. I don't know if I'm holding it correctly. I think this is the correct way. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I've taken it off the shrink because, you know, it's a triple LP. It sort of folds out and has the annoying feature of having the third record, or the second record actually, in the middle where you cannot, you know, pull it. I hadn't pre-ordered this one. Yeah, I hadn't made the pre-order for this. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get it. It was on Spotify. I streamed it a couple of times. I enjoyed it, and I decided on, you know, why the hell not? I'll buy it, and I did, and here it is. So a lot of people will be showing this, I guess, but I think it's a good album. It is a throwback sound. It doesn't sound modern, if you know what I mean. It sounds like something that has been recorded in the 90s potentially. It is very traditional, like electronic sound, if you like, from that era, but produced with today's capabilities. And it's very enjoyable. It's really nice. It doesn't break into any new ground. It has some songs that I'm not really keen on, but there are some really good stuff in there, and it's sort of this irreverent kind of electronica. He doesn't take this music seriously. I think he there is a playfulness with Aphex Twin that just you cannot find with any other electronic artist. Everybody's too serious. Aphex Twin is like I cannot remember his name. Anyway, he is not. Yeah, he's sort of so. You can hear him taking the piss a little bit, but yeah, it is a really good album. Two albums actually, that I've bumped into accidentally almost. So if you remember, I was telling you about this one. I've shown it last week. And I was saying that, oh, look at this, it has a defect, and it's sort of, I need to go, take it back to the shop and get another copy. And I did. I did that last Monday. So I went to Rough Trade, which is just around the corner. And at the time I went there like, I don't know, 8 o'clock or something like that. And there was a gig. In the shop, because they do gigs in the shop, which is, yeah, I don't know, I mean, they do it. I mean, it's a regular shop, and it has like, aisles with, CDs and records and whatnot. They pull them back and they just make a bit of room around stage. And I went there and I was like, yeah, I want to, there was a person at the door, and I was like, yeah, hello, I want to go in. And he said, no, there's a gig happening right now. Do you have a ticket? I'm like, no, I came here to exchange this record. And the other person next to him, he said, oh, come on, let him in, because it's like, it's the last 5 minutes, so it's fine. So I went in, and there was this band playing, and the sound struck me immediately. I've listened to them for like 5 minutes. Yeah, the end of one song and one full one. I don't remember which ones they were, but the sound was amazing. It was this kind of, to my mind anyway, it was like this sun-kissed psychedelia that can only come from a band that is from California. It had this, it is a throwback psychedelic sound, and I found out who the band was. I asked, do you have their album? They said no, we'll bring some in tomorrow. And I left it at that. So I went back, downloaded the albums on Spotify, to have them offline, to listen to them, and I really enjoyed them. And the band is, without any further ado, the Alalas. So this is their latest album. What is it titled? Worship the Sun. I mean, very appropriate. And this one, which is, what's the title? Bugger. I don't know if it has a title. I think it's just, yeah, Alalas. Potentially California. I have no idea. Anyway, as I said, this is a revivalist. They're classed as a revivalist band. Revivalist, psychedelic, garage, whatever. Definitely there's a California sound stamp on it, and it's just really beautiful. And yeah, I went by the shop again at some point, and they had both copies. I was ready to order them online, but I'd rather buy them from the record shop, basically, because I want to support record shops. So highly recommended. Do check these guys out. I cannot really say which one is my favorite. I really like the cover on this one. This is just a beautiful cover, and the music is very consistent on both of them. And it's just that sound. It's just amazing. You know, it's a feel-good sound. Yeah. So think of Brian Jonestown Massacre, the early albums, but a bit brighter, a bit lighter, a bit poppier, if you like, in that kind of way. Really good. Highly recommended. On that same day, I bought two more albums. One is this one, ARP, Pulsars and Quasars. ARP is he's an American, Greek American. I don't know if he's like, you know, first generation, second generation, doesn't matter. He's Alexis Georgopoulos, and I've shown another album of his. Is white and has like, you know, an ancient sort of Greek statue kind of thing going on, which is just an amazing, you know, electronic ambient soundscape album. Highly recommended. And he did another one recently, which I was not very stoked about. I didn't buy, but I thought I'd give this a chance because it was quite cheap, and I was like, yeah, why not? Here, it's out on Mexican Summer, and yeah, I mean, you know, the title sort of alluded to something like something more like the first album, so it's called Pulsars and Quasars. However, it's not exactly what I imagined. It's a little bit more how did they call that? Not cool wave maybe, I don't know, something along those lines anyway. So it's not bad, it's not fantastic. Check it out. I mean, you might like it, you might not like it. I would highly recommend his first album though. I mean, his first album is, yeah, is the best. It's alright. This one is alright. It's just alright. I got, I don't know, I bumped into these guys because, you know, this is my channel, and there's always like, you know, a mix of things, and there's always a metal album for some reason. At least in the latest videos, there's always some metal. It's just always there, and this is no exception. I don't know how I found out about these guys. Well, probably I do know because I've been listening to a lot of black metal stuff. So I go to the recommendations on Spotify and I just check other bands and like, oh, this looks interesting. This looks interesting. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. And this sort of stood out. This is the band Fallujah. The Flesh Prevails. This is their latest release. I think they have like one more album. I don't have a lot of information about the band. I haven't checked the background or whatever. I can tell you about the music. It's technical death metal, basically. It's quite interesting because it has a lot intense drumming. It's just very intense, and they layer it with some very melodic guitars and solos on top of it, which and there's like, you know, keyboards and whatnot as well. But it's really funny because the guitar parts, some of the guitar parts, the melodic guitar parts, just don't fit the genre. They're like I don't know, some progressive metal, power metal band, which I don't really enjoy that kind of stuff, but it sort of works here, and it's just really good, excellent stuff. I mean, I listen to this, I have it on my iPod, and I listen to it in the morning. Yeah, it wakes you up, man. Really good. Check these guys out if you're into this kind of thing. Fallujah. Yeah. So yeah, really good. I was contemplating on buying this on CD because it's the kind of sound of inhumanely accurate and, you know, very controlled sound that would sort of make sense to have on CD. But I found the album for a really good price, and I was like, yeah, what the hell not, I'll give it a shot. If I don't like it, then you know. And the record actually sounds really good. Well, obviously, you know, the comparison was with MP3s, so I don't think it's fair, but yeah, Fallujah, check them out. And finally, a new reissue out on Superior Viaduct. Yeah, they've done some really good reissues, these guys. And yeah, this is Brigitte Fontaine, the self-titled album. I think this came out after, in 1970, what, 72, self-titled, and it came out after Comme la Radio, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I will not comment on this because mainly because I haven't listened to it that much. I came home last week, put it on. Girlfriend was here. She was like, "Oh, this is too whiny. Can you put in something more lively?" And yeah, I didn't get the chance to actually listen to it. I'm pretty sure this is like super fantastic, but I need to listen to it actually, because you know I'm a bit, yeah, time is not, you know, a commodity that I have too much of. So yeah, and that is my update. Yeah, there's nothing else. Yeah, leave your comments. Thanks very much for watching. Like the video, dislike the video. You know, subscribe if this is the kind of thing that you're enjoying and you want to see more of. Unsubscribe, which you know, you might say, oh my god, this guy again. Unsubscribe, hard unsubscribe. Unsubscribe twice just to make a point. And yeah, see you around.